There are 12 stages of development in human consciousness, divided into 2 tiers of 6 stages each. In the summer of 2023, a long-awaited event occurred, a momentous leap predicted by pioneer social scientist, Professor Clare Graves, 1914 to 1986. Enough people have now started using the second tier of consciousness to reach a tipping point that changed the world. The first tier of 6 stages of consciousness develops intellectual skills and emotional contrast. The second tier changes the focus of personal growth to a spiritual context, expanding the vision of what can be achieved through reaching ever greater heights of human potential. Basically, the second tier opens up the spiritual development of humanity. It is what Maslow defined in his hierarchy of human needs as the ultimate goal of transcendence. In the second tier, we become less personally identified with the thoughts and emotions which pass through our awareness. We see emotions more as things that hold our attention, rather than as things that identify who we are. This opens up the doorway to the enjoyment of an unconditionally accepting view of life and of other people. With the new, second tier of consciousness comes freedom from all of the fears of the prior stages, and, finally, the freedom for human cognition to focus upon its true possibilities in the world. Because the shift to the second tier is the beginning of a spiritual orientation, it also opens the door to inspirational support from the superconscious mind. With this heart-powered consciousness comes inspiration from a deeper sense of inner connection, the emotional rewards of unconditional love, and a newfound sense of creativity. A key difference between the 2 tiers of consciousness, each containing 6 stages, is that the basic tier, stages 1 through 6, is outer-focused, with the attention fixed on the 5 senses and the outside world, while the spiritual tier, stages 7 and up, is inner-focused. As you operate in the second tier, you continually add clarity to the superconscious insights that help you with every situation in your life. While stage 6 is the beginning of heart-centered awareness, stage 7 is the development and activation of that awareness. Stage 6 is heart-aware and stage 7 is heart-powered. Once a person becomes heart-aware with stage 6, there is just one short step for them to take to reach stage 7, which is the emergence of spiritual consciousness. The unconditional love that develops in both stages of heart-centered consciousness is the key to a bright future for humankind. Stage 7 is about flexible flow, about adapting to a world full of change. It comes with big picture views and the discovery of self-accountable, personal freedom. Most people define freedom as freedom from some list of personal constraints. When you add self-discipline, it upgrades into an entirely new light. If you have the self-discipline to develop a desired skill, for example, foregoing many leisure-filled distractions for the mission at hand, you eventually gain the freedom to enjoy the fruits of being highly skilled in work that you love. Stage 7 first started to appear, albeit sparsely, after the defeat of global fascism in World War II. While most people at that time looked forward to the renewed chance to create personal prosperity, the Beat generation of the 1950s emerged with its questioning of materialistic culture. This emerging movement examined Eastern philosophies, such as Zen Buddhism, in a search for answers to the mysteries of life. As time went by and more examples appeared, its characteristics became more clearly defined. In stage number 7, people act from an inner-directed core. Values come from fundamental, natural law, meaning that human rights are perceived as fundamental due to the fact that you exist. By nature, 7th stage thinkers are self-accountable and independent within reason. They are honest in their communications and do not spend time on the rules of formality, unless they are important to others present. 7th stage thinkers like technology for what it can do to improve life, and they value knowledge and competency more than rank or status. They enjoy the pleasures of life in moderation and engage in activities that express their inner joy. External fashions and trends have no bearing upon these choices. They have emotional control, meaning that they express emotions to an appropriate and balanced degree. This is a powerful stage in promoting the exploration of the greater possibilities of life and adapting to follow these opportunities. 7th stage thinkers are concerned with the environment and want to restore it to cleanliness and beauty. Their motivations include being independent within reason, knowledgeable and well-skilled, while caring for others within reasonable limits. They are accountable to themselves as responsible individuals, yet support their associates. They can interact with people of the first 6 stages and speak their psychological language. On principle, they respect others' worldviews, habits, and cultures, even if they don't necessarily agree with them. This stage brings a high sense of self-esteem based upon information as much as emotion. It brings an enlightened self-acceptance which acknowledges and accepts their own shortcomings and faults as mere stages along the way to acquiring better skills.